Hi Etty, thank you for uploading your homework as always. You did it, big time, excellent. Really, I'm in Lightroom because I don't know why, but you shot in RAW, so I can't look at them in Picasa. So I open up Lightroom. Let me just have a look, make them a little bit bigger, just as an overall of your photo shoot. Those are 5 excellent pictures. That really is. Looking forward to talking about them. Big pat on the back. Nice one. Okay, let's jump in. So I'm going to press I here so you can see the details. This is your first picture, which is 1000. It's called 1000, which is at 1,000th of a second, 60 a 60th of a second, and 15. It's a 15th of a second. Okay, the point of these numbers is very, like, we were trying to give over something here, and what we learn from these things, and it's really important to remember these rules, is that at 1,000th of a second you can freeze movement of a person, no questions. Okay, so if you have somebody jumping or running or spinning, which are very common things that we do as photographers in family portrait situations, running, jumping, spinning, all of the 3 above, you can freeze at 1,000th of a second. Okay, would it hurt if you went quicker than 1,000th of a second? Obviously not, but lower than 1,000th of a second you start to see movement. And now the point of this one is to show you that at 1/60th of a second you for sure can't freeze movement. The truth is you've actually panned with this. So as she moved, you moved along. So you haven't demonstrated it perfectly. What did you do? Panning? Here's your panning. So I think that one's a better one for panning, maybe. Oh, but this is a much longer one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But the truth is you pan a little bit. The point is at 1/60th of a second, you cannot freeze movement. No questions. And you also have to be very, very conscious to make sure that the camera is held still enough, okay? At 1/60th of a second, it's really very dangerous. I never shoot family portraits at 1/60th of a second if I don't have flash. If you have flash, it's a different thing. If I don't have flash, I will make sure that I'm at least at a 200th of a second or quicker. Even nowadays with the cameras like your camera, you've got a good camera, you've got an 80D, you can use a higher ISO and a quicker shutter speed. The quicker, once you've gotten to 1,000, it doesn't make any difference, but we're just trying to get a quicker shutter speed from 200th of a second minimum, but every little bit makes a difference, you know? Okay, so this is now a 15th of a second, showing you that although it is possible for certain individuals to hold the camera steady at 15th of a second when you use the image stabilizer, when you support your knee and you're breathing properly and you're super conscious, like occasionally in very dark situations I will take a picture at 15th of a second, very occasionally, and I would do everything in my power to make sure the camera's still. All I will be thinking about as I'm taking the picture is making sure the camera's still. Okay, so 15th of a second is for sure you can't take a picture unless you create very specific circumstances. 15th of a second is going to be basically movement on the subject and movement on the background, no question. Yeah, very, very rare that we shoot at a 15th of a second. Okay, well demonstrated, thank you. Panning, okay, at a 15th of a second, to take a picture, a panning picture of a kid running, the truth is I would actually like to do it. I never remember, it's not part of like my repertoire of pictures. But there's definitely a time and a place for a panning picture, especially if you've got a little kid. Again, it could be that it's not worth doing on a commercial shoot because the amount of times you'd have to get it good, it could be just a waste of the time of the session generally. You have to always make that cheshbon of, is it worth me putting extra time into this picture when it might be like that good, you know, or maybe I could put my time and the shoot into a different place and, like, you know, not bust myself trying to get a kind of all right picture that's going to cost me a lot of time. So always that should be in the cheshbon. Okay, excellent. That's a great shot. And you managed to hold the camera steady. So I'm assuming that you put it down, obviously, completely down, and you left it alone, which is why things like that window is completely sharp. even at 10-second exposure. Compositionally is nice. I actually appreciate your composition. You've done really well. You should be proud of that. I'd be proud of that. 1 second. Let me move this over here. I would just crop in a little bit. It's difficult with me in the way. What was in the way? Maybe cropped in a little bit like that. Anyway, good shot. You have clearly demonstrated the idea of keeping your shutter open and the light moving on your sensor and creating these, in this case, these traffic lines. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, me in 3. That's great. It's a nice picture. Me in 3, you've done well. It's difficult. You need a black background to really do it well. You need a black background, but I think you've done about as well as you could without a black background. Let me just see your stats. Yeah, 30 seconds. That's great. Did it at. Oh, so there's still a lot to learn with the. Oh, we're in class 3. There's still a ways to go, even though you're doing excellently. So you can see that. I don't know if this is you or somebody else. You held still. The person who held still longer here than over here. The lighter the background, the more you've disappeared. Okay, I'm not going to explain why that happens now. But she was obviously, or you were obviously here for the longest period of time because your dress is the most visible. Okay. Good. Excellent. Nice one. Okay, now's the fun bit. So now we're back into JPEG. So let's bring up our stats. Oh, we don't have stats. Oh no. No stats. Let me see over here. No stats. Okay, Etty, it's so important that you work that out. I can't remember if it was you I was speaking to last time. Oh, they're also very small, so I'm not really going to be able to edit them. Oi. So you have got your, I would imagine maybe you're even doing this in Picasa. No, you're definitely doing it in Lightroom. You have got your export. I'll show you quickly. When you click Control-Shift-E, that allows you to export. You need to make sure that this isn't messed with, that this size thing is for sure. Click, that should be nothing. And then that should be nothing. This should be all metadata. Okay, very important. All metadata, nothing. Should just basically be nothing. Everything, nothing. And then you'll be able to send me and I'll be able to deal with stuff. As it is, I'm going to be limited a little bit in Lightroom. Or not a little bit, quite a lot in Lightroom, but we'll still see what we can do anyway. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Okay. I love the colours. And the light on her, I mean, we could definitely bring out some energy with the clarity tool. That would add a little bit more oomph. It feels like she needs a little bit more oomph there, and maybe paint some light on the rocks over here to keep her right in the mind's eye. I would love to also see this picture taken in a landscape orientation. It feels a little weird for me. I don't want to take it like I'm just giving all the criticism first, and then I'm gonna tell you why I think it's an awesome picture. It feels a little weird for me that it's small on this dimension, like a panoramic long one. I just feel that's like not regular usage of picture, and it's also difficult to display, especially on the computer. Anyway. What does make it awesome is it's a great sunlight, okay, the great sunset, that's excellent. The exposure's great, the light's coming in from the right side, which is nice. She's doing a funky pose, which is cool. It's rare that the back of somebody overrides the front of them, but there's definitely a time and a place to taking pictures of the backs of people. Okay, it's very nicely composed for the what's it called, for the orientation and the aspect ratio that it's in. Is nicely composed. It's balanced. It could do with a teeny little slither more here, but it's balanced largely because of you see she's off center a little bit, so it's balanced largely because of this hand poking this way, which has given us a wider place for our subject. Okay, good shot. So now, that's it. That's the size. Can you see? You can't see the details in. So you're at 640. Okay, so I can't remember if it was you who uploaded some pictures that I thought was very dark a little while ago. So I'll tell you, there's another thing that I feel bad because I'm like telling you this is right, this is wrong, this is right. So everyone's opinion is worth the same, basically. The thing is, what people like is worth the same. If someone likes X as much as I like Y, then X and Y is the same. I'm giving you like laws of classical, like the laws of beauty. Okay, that's what I'm trying to give over to you. Now, there's another thing that's crept into photography now, because photography has become so prolific, like so much photography is the loving of something new and different, even if it's completely not beautiful. So in regards to you would need, I feel, a little bit more brightness on her face, but it could be a style that you could create, like this dark photography kind of thing. So I don't want to tell you what's right and wrong, I'm just telling you where I'm coming from. Let me just see it a little bit. I think I just give it that little more, not even everywhere, just over her face there, like that. Yeah, for sure. So look, the tensions of the image are beautiful. You've done a massive job in Lightroom. Like I said, I feel that was the right thing to do, to put some more light on the face. It's compositionally very complicated. It's very beautiful. We've got our point of entry is over here. Okay, and then we go this way, but at the same time there's a counterforce going this way. So we end up actually, oh, didn't mean to do that, excuse me. We end up actually with quite a beautiful shape. That's actually a very beautiful shape there. So it's ended up very much balanced, and a lot of like mystery behind it. Excellent, great shot. Okay, again, I would go with a landscape orientation. Again, I don't know what was over here. Maybe there was like a big dump truck or something, and that obviously wouldn't work. But I would go for it. Generally, with people running, I go with a landscape orientation. You've done well. I'd love to see the stats here, but it looks like you've done everything correctly. The light is beautiful. There's a lot of movement. The hair's moving. They're both in midair. Also, it's a very beautiful time of day. The sun's setting. The vignette, I think, is a little obvious, but maybe not. Maybe it works in this case. I'm not decided. It is obvious though. Whether or not it doesn't work in the picture, that's not true. Generally, vignettes should not be obvious. It could be that it works in this picture a little bit better than regular because of the shape of our subjects here, which is very much a circular thing in the middle. Excellent. It's a great shot. Really, it's technically sound as well. Very good. Pat on the back. Okay, also beautiful. I would get down a little bit lower. You're looking down a little bit. I would definitely, if you got down lower, there'd be a lot more sea in the background. The light on them is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Again, I can't really go in because you did something funny. But the light is beautiful. They pop out from the background beautifully. I can't see your stats. There's a beautiful triangle over here. Not like that. Okay, we're not really, there's also the actual triangle of this as well. There's a lot of shapes actually echoing each other over here. That's probably the foundation of the composition there. This is just it's a beautiful moment. The light is perfect. The warmth of the light on their skin goes beautifully with the cool color of the sea. The vignette is nice. The post-processing is nice. Excellent stuff. This is commercially viable photography now. I just wish I could see the stats. Anyway, okay, and onwards. So This is a little static. The reason is, I think her arms create these. This is definitely not the best thing to do. The square composition makes it static as it is. She's looking straight at you, which could be considered fine. It could be if we crop in a little closer and get rid of these arms over here, or darken it considerably. Let's take this one into Lightroom. This is what we're going to do Lightroom with today. But again, the light is beautiful, nice place. The background is unobtrusive. I wish I could see the stats, but I can't. Let's immediately just start with moving me out of the way and go to the radial filter. Okay, invert and drop the exposure. Now I'm going to crop as well. I like your square. The squareness of the picture goes with the staticness of her body. The way her body is, there's no real movement from her body. Something like this. I think we need to also bring in a little vignette just to detract a little bit from those arms there. It could even be that we need to do something like that. I think I'm going to make the midpoint further in as well. Okay, that's beautiful. I'm going to soften everything, that's for sure. I want to go with the light. Remember, try and think of that one word that goes with the picture. And I'm thinking soft. That's my word here. Just because of the light and that soft, calm look from her face. And I just want to pop her eyes. I'll do an iris enhance. Just a little bit. That's a beautiful picture. Excellent. Etty, bravo. Bravo. You did excellently. This is really, really good stuff. Sort out your metadata. Make sure that metadata, I'll show you again. You go into here, you press Control-Shift-E if you're using PC, if you're using Mac, I don't know. And now you could, wherever you want to put it, you can put it. But right now, I think over here it's clicked to resize and it says something like 640 or something like that around here. Yeah, get away from that. Everything should be don't rename it. Everything should be unchecked. Everything should be unchecked and then you'll be safe. Look back in Picasa or Lightroom to make sure the metadata is there. I am so limited in, or I'm completely limited technically, without your metadata, so please make sure your metadata is there and it will just make this homework critique so much more useful for you. Okay, nice one, and very much looking forward to seeing what you do for us next week. All the best.